Okay, so today we have Morrissey and Many Icebergs to Go. I wonder, since I don't have a curtain behind me, if anyone ever sees me doing this stuff and wondering what the hell is that guy doing. But anyway, we have Morrissey, Many Icebergs to Go, as I mentioned. Song is over 5 minutes long, and apparently from what I was reading, it's Alan White's favorite track off of the new album. And it's also, I believe, the last track I have to react to, other than the 2 bonus tracks. I've done all 12 tracks on the album now, and it's been a very good album from what I've heard. Again, it has mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it, but it's been very grabbing the whole way through for me. Some upbeat parts, some haunting, dark parts, and yeah, let's get into this one now and talk about it after. Here we go. Ooh. It's ominous. Builds.
Down the 10 bells, electric sparks gave me stirrings below, many icebergs ago. Down the 10 bells, she let down her hair like slow snow, many icebergs ago. At the Bow Bells, with a tight sullen mouth, you firmly said no, many no's ago. In the Dundee Arms I said, my wood withers on a stern. You said, yes, we know, many icebergs ago. Down the 10 bells, I was horrified to find I enjoyed it so, many goes ago. Up the Green Man, I had begun to grow old, an abandoned chateau, many Merlots ago. Down the White Hart, I lounge, awaiting Rousseau, outgrow the tarot, many icebergs ago. In the grave Morrissey, a smile with a twist was a brand new plateau, many, many's ago. Mistress, mattress, in just one lunchtime I grow. What can anyone know? What can anyone know? In the sea bright arms, I must be murdered, I suppose. 11 p.m. woe, many fractures ago. Different with you than with others I know. I was waiting for light, a machine. He was frightened though. At the blind beggar you glance, the yes that means no, just slinking away. I am tired, Ma, until I'm given the kiss that lies. It's too swift and too dry. So what else but goodbye?
There it is, Morrissey, Many Icebergs Ago. As I mentioned off the top, this was the last track I have to react to from the album. Of course, the last track on the album is Monster Pigs from Pig. My God, Monsters of Pig Alley. I can't freaking talk, but I've already done that. It was a single. But here, I'm thinking about how this track leads into that track. It's just like, what a couple of dark, ominous tunes. Holy fuck. But on this track here, I mean, this is just, and as I mentioned, I can see why this is Alan White's favorite song on the track, and on the album, and I can see why it's a favorite track for many people and a highlight for many people on the album too. And now reacting to all 12 songs on the album, I gotta say, I really enjoyed the record. I mean, again, you talk about mixed reviews, and of course, I mean, yeah, critics or whatever. But at the same time, the album was full of, again, dark, ominous songs like this, and also upbeat tracks as well, like Zoom Zoom, The Little Boy comes to mind. The whole kind of midsection there is very upbeat and very jolly, or very fun anyway. And yeah, it just has a lot of twists and turns. And you talk about in the song here how the smile twists and such. Well, his album twisted and turned at different points. And anyway, yeah, I thought, it's a very honest effort here the whole way through, and like I said, I enjoyed reacting to all of it. But we still got 2 more deluxe edition tracks to go. But now getting into this track specifically, I mean, I love how at the start, the droning guitar work obviously is just so in your face. I mean, what really comes to mind is just that whole wall of sound feel, almost like shoegaze in a way, just how distorted you might say, or just maybe not distorted, but how heavy and how punchy, like I said there, and in your face. I can't say it enough. The guitar work is. It just drones on and just creates that bold feel the whole way through. And then you got Morrissey coming in there where I didn't expect, I mean, I expected him to come in, but I didn't know when he was going to come in, and it kind of gave me a little bit of a jump there, a little bit of a scare anyway. But before that as well, you had the mandolin on this track too. And the mandolin gave the song kind of I almost want to say like a folky feel, or even like almost a Spanish flair. I mean, or Latin flair, whatever you want to say there. And I don't know why they came to mind, but again, it's just the mandolin. I guess that's what it gives it there. But the light strumming all the way through on that mandolin, the kind of continuous cyclical mandolin feel that was going on there. From, I don't remember who was on the mandolin on this track. Was it Jesse Tobias? Might as well just look at the personnel here now. I mean, talk amongst yourselves there. Yes, it was. Jesse Tobias was on the mandolin here on Many Icebergs Ago. But I just really enjoyed how you had that droning feel, how big that was. And I didn't say this, I meant to say this now, and I'll say it now, but how it almost felt like the band was just starting up, or how they were kind of doing a sound check or something. I don't know, but they just kept it in and let the music roll the whole way through. And then finally, you could hear the mandolin. I was going to say start up, but you hear the mandolin, you hear Jesse getting ready to get in there. And I don't know, it just gives it a more intimate and a more honest feel. And it just feels like, yeah, we're just jamming out. Let's do a song now. And I don't know, I really enjoyed that feel anyway. But so yeah, that point across there now. But you have the droning, you got the light kind of strumming of the mandolin, and then you move in, and it's just, and Morrissey's commanding, strong vocals through the whole album. I feel like he's shown that he can still go, as they say, in his mid 60s now, 66 I do believe, and or 67, one of those. But still showing that he can sing very well, and he can still be so commanding. And it's just such a slow. I mean, it's not turtle slow or something, but he is going at a slow pace here, and I feel like that really fits for kind of him talking about many icebergs ago, many rejections ago, you could say as well, and how slow life can be. I mean, life, they always say, life moves fast, smell the roses once in a while or whatever. But in this context here, it feels like him talking about how slow, his rejections have been, and how slow his life has moved or whatever. And so, yeah, his slow pace here kind of works out for that. Maybe I'm going too deep, I don't know. But there you go there. And I liked how I think it was around like the 4 minute mark, and the song didn't feel like it was 5.5 minutes. I was just kind of keying in on everything and looking at the words that were on the screen as well, and trying to follow along. And then all of a sudden we're done. But I like how at the end he says goodbye. I just like how when a song's done and the singer sings goodbye, showing you that it's over. That's fun to me. But I was gonna say with the 4 minute mark, how I believe it must have been Brendan Buckley on drums there. How he kind of came in with a almost militaristic style, I would say, on the drums there, and how solid it was there, and just I just really enjoyed his all of a sudden more solid feel, or more prominent feel, you might say there, because of course the drone guitar work kind of took over the whole way through. But I just loved how he came in and made it more drummy. Is that a word? I don't know. But I like how he kind of became more prominent within the last minute, showing that the whole song was very important, and showing that the whole song, meant something. Not, you had to hang on to like every minute in a way, and just, how every musician on it was, playing their tail off, if you want to say that much too. But, and of course, my God, I've talked about the drone guitar work, but the fucking upright bass here from Juan Galliano, if I'm saying that right, I can't remember. But Juan, on the upright bass here, giving it that bold, deep, profound feel, and Morrissey's bold baritone voice, as he's always had, really adds that to that. It works so well with the upright bass, works so well with the bass work all together. I mean, the drum and guitar work along with the bass work, just, oh my God, it just feels so dark and ominous, and just, I can't say it enough, so bold and so haunting and brooding. And I think I said that when it started, this is a brooding feel, and it's so haunting. I mean, holy frig. But so there you go there. I finally mentioned the bass work, as my cat comes in my room like he owns the place, my God. But anyway, I guess that's all I got to say on that. I've mentioned pretty much every instrument I wanted to mention there, and let's get into these lyrics now and talk about the song here just off the top a little bit, about the meaning, I guess you would say. This is a pub crawl song, as they say. I mean, he's talking about so many different pubs, I would say, around the London area, I would imagine. I've heard of the 10 bell, down the 10 bells as he starts the song up. That's the first line. Of course, because of its association or its link or whatever to Jack the Ripper. So when he came in with that, I was like, it was very intriguing, I would say, because I think about Jack the Ripper off the bat. And then later on when he mentions I must be murdered now or whatever, I'm like, holy fuck. We're talking about Jack the Ripper there too. But, we'll get to that at some point. But again, just talking about many icebergs ago, many rejections ago, many no's ago. It's just such quintessential Morrissey lyrics. The way he's talked about rejection and lost love or unrequited love or whatever you want to say for so many years, but he still comes up with different and new ways to go about it. It's just, I mean, you're going to applaud it. And I never get bored of it. It's just, sometimes it makes me chuckle because of the lines, like I said, what he says many no's ago. It's just like, my God, that's just such a Morrissey lyric. And, but it's sad at the same time, obviously, but it just tickles me. My goodness. It just pops me. My goodness gracious. In wrestling terms there. But, but to say all that, you talk about the icebergs, I think about, like, Morrissey being the Titanic in a way here. Of course, when you think about an iceberg, the first thing you really think of is how the Titanic went down. And like I said, Morrissey, the way he talks about wood here, the way he talks about kind of ships and how he works it all in with icebergs and the theme there. I mean, I just really enjoyed that. So let's get into these lyrics now and go through it, and I'll talk more because I can. My God, I can talk. Down the 10 bells, electric sparks gave me stirrings below many icebergs ago. And again, I just talking about the pub there, talking about the people there, gave them electric sparks. And again, like I said, the 10 bells is a pub. I do believe, I did look it up. And like I said, I believe it's just in the London area, but it's in the UK anyway, just like Morrissey. But moving on there, down the 10 bells one more time. She let down her hair. And again, talking about the people, talking about the women or the men, whoever he wants to see. And I like that she let down her hair like slow snow. And you could just picture that. You can picture slow snow coming down. And it's just, and you talk about the icebergs and you talk about snow, and it works so well together. Many icebergs ago. And how she let down her hair. And obviously Morrissey seems intrigued. He seems interested in this girl. At the Bow Bells, another pub, with a tight sullen mouth. Just the detail here in the lyrics too. Just, you're thinking, my goodness gracious, he's really caring about these lyrics. My gosh. You firmly said no many no's ago. And I guess we might be still talking about the same girl who let down her hair like slow snow. She said no, and that's many no's ago. That's many rejections. I mean, you can pile them on forever. And the Dundee Arms, I would imagine another pub. I said my wood, and this line here, my wood withers on a stern. And I just think about, obviously, sexual arousal there, his wood. Hello. And you said, yes, we know, many icebergs ago. And obviously, his wood dies as she says no, I feel like at the same time there, and how he's being rejected once more there. I mean, it's just like, holy fuck. He's not doing too well in these lyrics. Down to 10 Bells. The 10 Bells is obviously the main pub, it feels like, the whole way through. I was horrified to find I enjoyed it so many icebergs ago, or many goes ago, my goodness gracious. And but yeah, he was horrified to find that he enjoyed it because, again, maybe because of its link with Jack the Ripper, or either way, but he was horrified that he enjoyed it many goes ago. He said many goes because it's just a look back on his life almost the whole way through on this song. I mean, again, he's at that age where you look back at your life and you wonder, what the hell have I done, and what have I accomplished? And my goodness gracious, I think you would think Morrissey has accomplished quite a bit. Up the Green Man, another pub. I had begun to grow old, an abandoned chateau many Merlots ago, and many Merlots, of course, a type of a red wine, I do believe. And I've grown old, and he's becoming more, I guess you might say, self-aware in a way. I've grown old through all these no's and all these goes ago. I mean, here I am, my goodness gracious, an abandoned chateau, and now he's comparing himself to an abandoned chateau, just like an iceberg. Down the White Hart, I would imagine that's another pub. I lounge awaiting Rousseau, and there is an annotation here on genius.com. I don't always read these, but it does say possibly a reference to Jean-Jacques Rousseau, the 18th century French philosopher. And Morrissey, we do know, loves to read, and probably maybe a fan of Rousseau or has read his work and such like that. Anyway, Outgrow the Tarot many icebergs ago, and Rousseau, he did rhyme Rousseau with tarot. I forget how he said it now, but his rhyming was just kind of fun here. And anyway, so I enjoyed that part there. Many icebergs ago. And the Grave Morris, I think is how he said that. I would say Maurice, but I think he says Morris in this one. A smile with a twist now, my goodness gracious, was a brand new plateau many's ago. And it's just many's ago, many goes ago. I just love how he keeps putting that in there with a different kind of word. But yeah, that smile with a twist, I think about how someone might have not said no in this part. It was a brand new plateau. It was a difference maker for me. Mistress Mattress. And to me, I don't know if we're talking about a lady of the night, perhaps. My goodness gracious. But Mistress Mattress, I mean, in just one lunchtime, I grow. And I think about, are we talking about a sexual connotation here again, or is my head in the sand? What can anyone know? What can anyone know? But at the same time, he's obviously still looking for that true love, and he doesn't seem to have found it with that part of the song. In the Seabright Arms, I want to say, which I imagine is another pub. I must be murdered, I suppose. 11 p.m. Whoa, many fractures ago. And when he said that, again, I was talking about Jack the Ripper, and I don't know if that's what he's talking about there, but I must be murdered, I suppose. Maybe I must be murdered because I'm looking for love. I don't know. Or he feels like he has been murdered so many different times because he's been rejected so many times. But either way, I'm going off the top of my big fat head. But we go on. I am different with you. And now we talk about, with you and maybe this person that he just, mentioned there with a twisted smile. I'm different with you than with others. I know. I was waiting for light, iceberg flow. He's waiting. I mean, he's been waiting for this light to go forever. I mean, holy fuck, his whole life. And we do know there was a light that never goes out. And then we have one of the last parts here. I dreamt of a dream, so mechanically male. He's a machine. He was frightened though. And this part here, I mean, there's an annotation on genius.com, but it's been downvoted. But just to say, to me anyway, a machine. I think about Gary Newman or something. I think about the song Me. But anyway, I don't really know what he's actually talking about, I would say at this point. But obviously, he's dreamt of a dream, mechanically male. He's a machine. He was frightened, though. I mean, is he thinking about somebody in his dreams that he really loves, or that he wish he could have, but he was frightened? Either way, of course, we're talking about different people and the people that he's maybe seen at the bar. Either way, this girl with the snow-like hair, or the hair that's let down like slow snow, or talking about the people in his dreams. I mean, my gosh, he's been obviously being very vulnerable no matter what. At the Blind Beggar, another pub, I would suppose. you glance that the yes that means no. So even the yes that means no, I mean, he still can't even get a straight answer even if they say yes. Just slinking away, I am tired, Ma. And again, I'm tired of this rejection. I'm tired of this feeling and being unnoticed or whatever the hell. I guess rejection is the word to say there, but he's obviously very tired after all these years of this. Until I'm given the kiss that lies. My nose is itchy. The kiss that lies is too swift and too dry. So what else but goodbye? Again, a kiss that isn't love at all. A kiss that's swift and dry, and a kiss that lies. It's not an actual kiss I want to have. And so what else but goodbye? And maybe I'll try again one day. So I don't know if I got any of that right, but I obviously, at the end of the day, the main purpose, the main focus here is how he's been rejected so many different times. And how he's dealt with that rejection, obviously. And it's just a pub crawl, as I mentioned there, too. And it's very haunting as well. And it's very, I guess you would say, it's very depressing at the same time, obviously, when he's talking about Icebergs and the slow pace that it has to it as well. And how his life is just kind of an inevitable... his life is just full of inevitable rejections, I feel like. But he just can always paint such a dark and ominous and just, again, sad, almost pathetic picture. It's just nuts how he just does that all the time. And, through so many different songs, he's had these kind of themes. But anyway, I guess that's what I got to say there. So no matter what the lyrics, I've gone through there and how whatever. But the song itself is obviously very hypnotic. It's obviously just full of, like I said, that droning guitar sound. The bass is just so big here. The upright bass, obviously, was just such a great addition. And I love the addition, too, of the mandolin, because it gave it a bit of a more, I don't know if I'd say upbeat, but more of an almost folky feel compared to what else was going on the track. And as I mentioned too, I love when Brendan Buckley really came in there and kind of was shining when he was doing that militaristic, as I mentioned, style on the drums. But anyway, there you go there. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. As I mentioned, we got 2 more bonus tracks next week. And I think that's all from this album. So anyway, thanks for everything. I'll talk to you guys again soon.